Welcome back, CSE 121, W1, to our exercise 27 attendees TK. And again, this is part 3 that we're working on now, and we're having a lot of fun here building the interface. I'll probably get faster as I go, but so far we put basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 widgets so far. And there's one widget that you can't see, and it's basically labels. Here's a label, here's a label, here's an entry field, and here's a button, here's a button. Now that we did those, we did all the ones we need, it should be easier to go through here. So we're gonna do more spacers. So we're gonna make another spacer right below here. So I'll copy this one, and I'll call it lab 2, because this will be our second spacer. And it'll be just like the other one, and I'll copy the other spacer, and it should work the same way, and that'll be done. There, it's going to be there. We don't even have to look at it yet. And then we're going to do this field, an entry field, which takes up both columns here. So it's going to be a column span 2. So, and it's an entry field. So let's look at an entry field. Here's an entry field, and I guess we could put it right after here, because it's an entry field, even though we're not really entering in it. We'll call it full name. Now let's see what it's called here. I guess it's full name. It's the full name. I guess we could leave it full. I'll just call it full entry, and it'll display there. I don't want to go FN for full name, but I'll just put it full. So that's the entry field, and then I'll put it in down here. So I'll use an entry field of one of the other ones. Actually, I'll use this one because it has a column span of 2, but it's going to be full underscore ENT, and it will be, oh wait a minute, I didn't change the row here. Let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is row 4. I would have messed that up. I thought I did it right. So that's going to be row 4. This is going to be row 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, this will be 5. So we can follow our rows here. And this will be column span 2, and anything else that we did for the entry, none 16, so it should be okay. I don't know if we have to do sticky east and sticky west. It actually does a sticky east-west. Let me try it. That's what I did in the past, so let me see if that works. Sticky equals plus W. This is very primitive stuff here. So that's the way it works. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's okay. That wasn't too bad. And that looks all right. I could have another space there, but I think that's okay right now. We could add more padding in between these if we want. What do we have up here? We could put pad 8. Maybe that'll help a little bit. That spreads it out a little bit, and that's okay. So what we have is just one more spacer and then an add attendee, and it's going to be over on the right side. It's going to be sticky to the east, and it'll be in the right column. So that should be easy. We should be able to copy a button. So we need another spacer, so let's get a spacer. Let's do one more here. And I'll make it 3. I could have did SP1, SP2, SP3. Actually, that actually makes more sense. I'll do 1, 2, 3, and then down here I'll make sure I do 1, 2, get rid of that, and then I'll just copy one more. So I'll copy this one down here. Here's my spacer, and this will be spacer 3, and it'll be row 6, and it'll be column span 2, and it should be just like the other one, so it should be fine. And then we'll have, there's our spacer. Then we're just gonna have one more button, so we can kind of look at the insert button. Where's the insert button? Buttons, we have an insert button. We can just copy this and keep it with the buttons, and it'll be called add attendee. I call that AA. I'll call this another, and I'll call this add attendee. Add another, add attendee, and then I have to change this one. This will be add another, and then I'll have one called add attendee. That makes sense there? Add another, add attendee, and this will go down at the bottom, and this will be add attendee, and it's going to be row, oh, never mind. I have 2 5s. There we go. That's an easy dilemma to figure out here. So this will be sticky east, and it'll be column 1 because it's on the right side, 0, 1. And let's try it out. And I'm not seeing any button. Maybe it's just not rendering right. Oh, I have to do that? I don't know why I have to do that. Let me see if it's this, if it's the size here. Try 480 by 300. Looks okay. I guess we'll deal with that for now. Let me try 460. I don't know, it's just odd. I'm not sure how this window is working, but that's okay. So it's working right now. So we have all our fields. Let's see, we can type in them, We're not going to type in this. So again, what's going to happen is we're going to enter in the entries, and then we're going to hit insert. And after we do that, we'll put in 2 things. We'll hit insert, and it's going to display here. And this won't say insert. This will say, I'm glad I saw that. That will say add attendee. Let's stop that. This will say add attendee. And what will happen is that we'll add the attendee, and I think it'll clear everything. So we can focus now. If we have all this stuff, this actually was not a lot of fun. I thought it'd be more fun. I should have just gave you this code and said, hey, let's work on the function. But anyway, now I know. So we're gonna, put stuff in here. We'll put like Bob, Brown, and I want you to make sure you use names that have the same first and last letter. Then we're gonna do insert, and it'll put Bob Brown in here, and it's gonna add it to a list. It's gonna put those 2 names and add them to a list, and then we'll eventually write each name from the list as a row in a CSV file. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to do some functions next with our Tkinter. So you can kind of take a break after that. So for part 4, we'll be working on some functions to take this information and put it in a list and then display it down here.